A stark warning about repeating mistakes of the past.
We're fighting with a radicalization and an environment where people can be easily radicalized, become extremist, and ultimately join a terrorist group. If we don't get to the left of those symptoms and try to solve these underlying circumstances, working collaboratively with those who are in the region, who best understand the region, then we're going to be condemned to fight forever.
Today, the fight against ISIS returned to where it began, Sinjar Mountain. A year into the campaign against ISIS, the Kurds are now emerging as the U.S. most reliable partners in Iraq and Syria. But airstrikes by key allies like Saudi Arabia, the UAE, and Jordan have all but stopped.
If the Arab nations are not willing to be part of this military coalition, why should the U.S. be holding the bag here?
We should not measure the contribution to the Arab nations solely on whether they're flying missions over Syria. The Saudis, for example, have been very aggressive in providing support on a humanitarian level. In fact, they've given one of the largest single humanitarian contributions to help the people of Iraq and Syria early along in the crisis. The Emiratis have been similarly generous, as have the
But you
Kuwaitis.
want to defeat this group.
There's Arab leadership within the coalition. I'd be careful about measuring the success based solely on numbers of airstrikes in Syria.
When he took the job a year ago, Allen says the situation in Iraq and Syria was dire.
A year later, we find Daesh shrunken significantly. We find that there has been about 14,000 or so Iraqis that have been trained. We have partners on the ground in Syria. We have the capacity to work much more closely with Turkey. So in that space of a year, we've seen real evolution. I think the one area where we obviously are very attentive now is the expansion of Daesh beyond the region, and we're watching that very closely as well.
Allen says lone wolf attacks worldwide and the growth of ISIS affiliates throughout the region shows ISIS global reach is on the rise.
We want to address each part of it. Bear down hard on the center, bear down hard on the core with the coalition, work regionally, bilaterally, or multilaterally against the individual provinces, and then understand the network in the context of where there are vulnerabilities in a network that can be taken down to either collapse the network or corrupt the network.
Which ones right now are you looking at that concern you the most?
Well, we're going to watch very closely the one in Libya. We're attentive to the organization in the Sinai. Clearly, the one in the North Caucasus is going to be a problem that the Russians are going to have to deal with for some period of time.
The downing of a Russian commercial airliner by ISIS Sinai affiliate, a potential game changer. Moscow now in ISIS crosshairs over its intervention in Syria.
Has Russian intervention made ISIS stronger?
It certainly hasn't hurt ISIS in my mind.
The U.S. recently abandoned a $500 million effort to train and equip Syrian rebels to fight ISIS after only a handful of fighters made it to the battlefield.
Why did it fail?
When you want individuals to concentrate on Daesh who on a day-to-day basis or a moment-to-moment basis are worrying about whether the regime is going to blow up their neighborhood or the future of the Assad regime, that's a difficult challenge and a difficult choice to put before them.
A new strategy to rely on Kurds and other Syrian groups, Allen says, is starting to bear fruit. But with President Obama now sending in special forces to Syria, U.S. involvement only seems to be deepening.
When you first took this job, when we first sat down, you said this conflict is going to be long. Mm-hmm. It's going to be years. How many more people are going to occupy this chair, do you think, before the job is done?
My hope is maybe one.
Is that realistic?
No, I think we're going to be at this for some time. And whether we need someone that fulfills my duties or not remains to be determined. But I still, as I said that day, a long time ago, when you and I sat down for the first time, I still believe this is going to be a long conflict.